Hey, what's up guys? Brock here. A little bit of different video today. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a little tutorial on how to use Anders effectively. And basically mass Sentinels is going to be the key to this video. So as you can see, I'm playing with my friend here, Trajectory, and it was just us two, and we went random for our third guy. He's like rank 14 or something, and basically, in Halo Wars 2 forums, somebody told me that it's like impossible to get a full army of Sentinels and use them effectively. So, in an attempt to prove him wrong, I'm gonna be making this tutorial. So, if you like this video, great. A little bit different than what I usually do. Usually just do the epic battles, but if you like it, that's cool too. Let me know. And if you don't like it, that's also cool. I'll just go kill myself. Alright, so starting out, the biggest thing about this is you're going to take a second base very quickly. I believe I take it within the 2-minute mark, and beginning of the game is pretty basic. I'm just getting all this power over here. I told my friend to come over and help me just in case they decided to push on it. They actually didn't, which was surprising. Yeah, we're just going around and collecting the resources. I'm going to take that base right there. So you're not going to make your hero or anything. Basically the whole game, you're not going to make your hero. So you're just going to make supply pad first, then generator, then the rest supply pads, and just upgrade them all as quickly as possible. Here we decided to go for this node over here to the right instead of the top one because we were thinking about stealing the node, but then we didn't want to do the work for them and then just have them steal it later. So as you can see, I'm going to take that base there where I've sent a dude as soon as I get to 500 supplies. And there it is, boom, right within the 2-minute mark, which is really good because right when I get my next leader point, I'm going to get the Sentinels that you can make, and then I'll have 2 bases right away, and I'll just be able to pump them out. And I apologize if it sounds like I'm whispering. It's like almost 2 a.m. in my house right now, and I don't want to wake up my roommate. I doubt that I will, but just the mentality. So our teammate was pretty good. He winds up going all Hornets, which was pretty cool. I don't even remember who he was. I think he's Forge maybe. So I opt to take this spare base in the back. Not going to take the spare base in the front because that's a pretty good target for rushes, so I just decided not to fuck with it. So as you can see, right when I get this base, I should get a leader point. Okay, right there. So, boom, Sentinel there, Sentinel there. I'm already starting to push. Something that I forget to do a lot of the times, though, is lock the base. So, what I need to start doing is at the start of the game, just immediately lock both my bases because, as you'll see in the next game, I just forget to do it. So, another key thing is you basically just need to be kind of incognito for the beginning, probably the beginning 10 minutes of the game. You need to have your teammate be somebody like Decimus or Jerome and just run around and distract them. As you can see here, he's going to take out their forage hog, which is great. On the second base, I'm just going to make a generator and an armory. So in this game, I get a good amount of Sentinels. As you'll see later in the game, my Elgato started fucking up and it really distracted me. So that happens later, but I'm not even really that good with Anders. I'm not perfect. So just from watching this, there's a lot of things I learned and you guys will in turn learn. There's Johnson getting fucked up because Johnson sucks ass in terms of his hero. As a leader, he's alright. And the invisible bunker that they still haven't fixed. That's great. So yeah, I was really worried they were going to push up my base. You'll notice I didn't upgrade the second base. So we're not really too worried about upgrading the second base. You'll notice my economy is it's good. All my supply pads aren't even upgraded. It's not really necessary because I'm just making the supplies that I need. And Sentinels, it's 280 supplies and I think 30 power. So it's really not that much. It's really easy to build up power, especially when you're especially when you're capturing the nodes around the map. So you saw there when I got to 1,000 power, I immediately opted to go to tier 2. Once I go to tier 2, I'll be able to get the upgrades I need. So also when I go to tier 2 here, you'll see I'll make a air pad. I'm gonna make an air pad because when you upgrade your air to like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, it actually affects the Sentinels. So it's something I didn't know for the longest time, is that it actually gives them more health and more damage because they are air units. So that makes sense. I'm just gonna get another generator there in the back. So I think I have 3 generators total. Everything else is just supply pads, and then 1 armory, and then 1 air pad. And as you can see, pretty much just pumping Sentinels the whole time. Not there's like a little, like I call it like a little dry period in between there. Just at like the very beginning, once you have that second base where you might not be double pumping, but that's totally okay, because for the rest of the game you're basically going to be double pumping except when you're upgrading your base. I don't upgrade my second base to a fortress or whatever it's called for a pretty long time, just because I just want to keep that flow going. You'll also notice that I didn't take a third base because that's just gonna be a whole nother sidetrack for me. It's gonna really drain away from my supplies. And one of the biggest mistakes I made in this game, and I think in the next game, is I kept forgetting to get the what's it called, the logistics, which makes you make them faster. So I wasn't even making them like at top, not even a good enough speed, and I still get a very good amount in the amount of time that I did. So upgrading that there. So now you can see I'm at 78 of 80, which is good because now I can just give supplies to my teammates because I'm just raining in all the supplies. And there it is with the upgraded population. So here my base is getting hit. I thought it was by like a siege turret, like dropped by Johnson. It's actually by his siege turrets at the base. So what I usually do is right when I get to 100 population, like I physically have 100 population of Sentinels, I release both my bases, and then that's when I start going around and attacking shit, because that's just when you have a good sized army, and that'll distract them and take out some of their bases to the point to where I can get up to reinforcements level 3, and then I'll have a full army of Sentinels after that. So they're destroying like one of my air pads there, or one of my supply pads. So, and you also notice that with Anders you get that that benefit of the half-priced, like, what's it called? The half-priced research things. Sorry, I'm like brain dead right now. The half-price research for the air pad. So that's another benefit, is you can just get them upgraded really quickly. So you can see you got a pretty good sized force here. Gonna move up on Johnson's base. They just used all their powers on like Trajectory's little army there, and there's like his Marines and his hero and shit. And the biggest thing with them is you got to keep them moving, because if you get hit with a power, it can be devastating to your army. So if it's like an EMP, Mac Blast, or Cryo Blast is like really bad for Sentinels. So you just got to keep them moving. Just move them around the base constantly. Don't move them in like a perfect circle around the base, because then they're predictable. Just move them back and forth, like what I'm doing here. That's pretty predictable, but you want to move them, just everywhere. Keep them moving. Just go to as many bases as you can. Best thing about the Sentinels is their speed. They're very fast, and yeah, like they're a little bit weak against anti-air. Obviously, like they're not really designed to take too many hits. But in swarms, obviously, they're super powerful, and they're really for hit and run. So that's their best thing. And I guess I should have mentioned this earlier, but this footage is like sped up. It's sped up by, I think, like 30%. So, if it seems like this is going really fast, that's why. So as you can see here, just right running around, taking out their bases. I don't take out this base here because all these Banshees came over, and I was focusing on destroying them because they just got Vortex there. And then I get this upgrade here. As you can see, still pumping, still going strong. I still don't even think I have the advanced logistics to level 1, so like I said, that was probably the biggest mistake. Green's making Hornets. So yeah, just gotta keep them going. I mean, you're gonna have a really good economy because all you're doing is, you know, spending on Sentinels and upgrades. So probably should have built turrets at this point, but you know, every little thing distracts you. I'm just focusing on moving my army around. At this point, I decide to fall back because green is kind of distracting to the point where I can just kind of support with some leader powers here and just build up a full force of Sentinels. And I believe my Elgato starts to mess up here in a minute or so. It like started messing up, and I lost a good amount of them when it started messing up. Yeah, you can see it's like glitching out, the screen is, and I noticed it, so I was like, crap. So I sent them to this enemy base here, and then I decided to mess with the Elgato, and a good amount of them died, but it's all good. So here we are back a couple minutes later. Still got a pretty good sized force. I'm taking this other base here just to make them faster. And I decide I'm going to go scout over here, see if they have this base, and they do, but it's got all anti-air turrets, which can really devastate an army of Sentinels. But one of the really good powers, actually, for Anders is her arc defense, which drops in like a few Sentinels to like fly around, because they can really distract like anti-air and basically protect your army for a little bit. So it's really useful to upgrade arc defense and use that to kind of, you know, shield your army from any anti-air. So I'm making that second base there. It actually gets destroyed by that army there, and I believe my second base actually gets destroyed too because I was having mic problems as well. He couldn't hear me. I was messing around with that, and yeah, this game was like, I was very distracted this game, so I was really surprised that I, you know, made the army that I did. I'm trying to flare over here and tell them I'm about to get like my ass kicked, but like I said, it's all just about moving your Sentinels around. Like, they're not gonna be, you know, able to take out an army of Wolverines or Reavers, obviously, because that's anti-air. Their main thing is, you know, bases, and they're really good against pretty much everything else. Like, you know, tanks, they shred tanks. Infantry, they do pretty good against, but infantry can, you know, do pretty good against them too, because infantry is supposed to be good against air. So it's all just a balancing act, for sure. So yeah, they are finally going over there. I'm finally making turrets, and yeah, you'll notice I, you know, kind of low on resources at this point. Trajectory has like 8,000 resources, and if I had a mic, I could tell him to send me some resources, but you know, whatever. It's fine. I'm just going to push up on Red's main base here, stealthily dodge that scatter bomb, and just got to keep moving around, take out his turrets. And they do pretty good damage against a base. I would like to have more at this point, but because I know my second base is about to get taken out, I think I opt for making the ultimate unit, the Retriever. And the Retriever Sentinel is, it's pretty good. It's, you know, it's kind of weak in terms of its health. Like, it can get, you know, shredded pretty easily by just a few Wolverines. Like, it'll die. And, well, I guess it doesn't die, it just flies away. But, yeah, it could do better. So there's my second base, gets destroyed pretty quickly by just like some Marines and like Wolverines. Like, I don't even know how that happened, but here are some tanks here, which I'm pretty sure I just completely annihilate with my Sentinels. And yeah, they're doing decent against this infantry here, but I decided to go for these tanks because they're more of a threat. So, and even though Grizzlies are like anti-air, you know, I pretty much just wipe them out. Just gotta keep moving because they have really good range too. So you can shoot a lot of things when they can't shoot you, just because their range is that good. So yeah, checking my mic here again. He still can't hear me. And I decided to opt to take out this base here, or at least head over here. I guess I might leave. I don't really remember. Yeah, I back off. Still just making Sentinels. I mean, they're surviving. They have shields. Once you get that upgrade for shields, you know, they survive a lot longer. I start to make some healers here just to kind of heal up my army. I make them sometimes, you know, to add in with my Sentinels to keep them up, but it actually makes them slower because the healers are obviously not as fast as Sentinels. So if you do all units and make them go somewhere, they're not going to be moving at full speed. They're going to be moving at the speed of the slowest, you know, the slowest unit. That's just how it goes when you tell an army to move together. That's why I also don't make my hero, because then they're going to be moving at the speed of that Spartan. So I don't want that. I just want, you know, fast army to be moving around. Some Reavers here, so I'm just like kind of ducking from them, and game's pretty much over at this point. They gave us a pretty good fight, but you know, I took out all their bases, so there's not really much they can do against that. So yeah, pretty much dodged that there, but you can see a good amount of them got taken out, even though I wasn't even in that, you know, some of them got taken out, so that was interesting. I think here at the end I make the ultimate unit, the Retriever Sentinel, I think it's called. So yeah, as this is wrapping up, so just a few key points that you guys can improve on that I messed up on is you want to get logistics, at least that 500 energy buy, get that like sooner. Another thing, if you want to upgrade your second base, you know, right away, that 400 upgrade, you should get that like, yeah, see that there? You should get that like right away, right after you make that base. Like as soon as you get to 400 supplies, just make that. If you feel like, you know, you just want to have your turrets available, maybe make some watchtowers and whatnot and have extra building spots, you can do that, but I just don't opt for it just because, you know, I just want to make as many Sentinels as possible as quickly as possible. So two biggest things, you know, get the logistics and just keep them pumping. You know, you just got to focus on them. Don't focus so much on building up your supply pads, upgrading every supply pad. Like, you don't need every little supply pad upgraded. You know, sometimes it's OCD, so don't need to do that to have a good economy. So yeah, as you can see, the ranks here is 49, a 35, and I think a 26 versus 250s and a 14. So yeah, that concludes the video. Like I said, there's going to be another video where things go a little bit more smoothly on the technical side. There's no, you know, mic problems or Elgato problems, so that one goes a little bit more smoothly. So if you want to check that one out, it will also be up tomorrow. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.